Hey guys, welcome back to Gamer Walker 2.0. Today we are going to do our PlayStation 2 collection. The games are in alphabetical order, but what I'm going to show you first is the ones that really don't have their original cases. Okay, we have um, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Legend of Jack Sparrow, and all I know that you play as Jack Sparrow, and I can't remember much else about that. We got Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, which I can't remember much about that neither. Apparently, Loner only remembers eating the chocolate frogs, but then there was these in it. They were the. This was a little comic book and the manual. If I can show you the manual for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Smash Up, but we don't have that game, so um, this case is broke. But Crash Twin Insanity, which you play as Crash, and you have to fight Cortex in it, but apparently it says two parakeets that are the villains in it. This one's in a DVD case, but it's got one of the little flat things. But we got flat out, but there's two copies of that. Besides, I decided to put them together because there was only, there was two of them. But in this game, you get to buy cars, race around the track, and if you play this little arena thing, you can actually fly out of the front of the car, which is actually fun to do. We got Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, which everybody knows you play as CJ and everything else. And they got an update or whatever like that for the new one. I don't know why. And Grand Theft Auto Vice City, which I can't really remember much about that one. Then we have Karaoke Revelation Party, or Revolution, or whatever. I don't play this game, so. And Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories, which I haven't played it yet. And there's a lot of these ones that don't got cases. We have One Piece Pirates Carnival, which is basically just a ripoff of Mario Party, but you play as the characters from One Piece. We got Dragon Ball Z Budokai and Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2, which you play as certain parts in the series, well, in the Dragon Ball episodes, and you can be any characters that are from there if you can and fight. We got State of Emergency, and I haven't played this game yet, so I don't know anything about it. Jaws Unleashed, which is basically like the Hungry Shark World or Evolution or whatever like that. You know, you go around eating people, fish, stuff like that, boats. Resident Evil 4. It's a game about you being an undercover cop in a way, and you end up going into this village and happen to find out this village is possessed by like some like bacteria-like things that is causing them to go crazy and kill people and become strong. Metal Gear Solid 2, which I haven't got around playing this game yet, but you play as Snake. Need for Speed Most Wanted. It's a racing game, all I can say, for the PS2. And now something that's kind of hard to find anymore is Holiday 2005 Demo Disc. Now these things are hard to find, like to get them and find and everything, is because no one really has them anymore. But it's got so many demos on it. And we got Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rocks, which is in a CD case because I don't know why. And that's all of the ones that we have that are outside of the case. Now for the ones in the cases. And I'm going to say this video is going to last a while. So, we got American Chopper and American Chopper 2 Full Throttle, which you play as, I forgot who in this one, which can play as them three plus another one. and race around, get parts for your motorcycle and everything else like that. Fix your motorcycles up and everything, and it's fun. I can tell you that. We have Avatar, The Last Airbender, The Burning Earth. To me, this is a hidden gem for the PlayStation 2 because you play as Aang and the other characters and everything else, and I like their little pamphlets that they have. But it's a fun game. I can tell you that. You get to ride Opa Opa or whatever his name was in it. To know that you're a true gamer and a real man, you have to play Bratz Rocking Angels. Nah, I'm just kidding. My little sister got this, and it's in our collection. But she plays these characters, the Bratz characters, Jasmine and them, or whatever like that. And you go around in places around where they live at. Go to the mall and stuff like that, collect points and take pictures and change clothes and stuff like that. Buzz, the Mega Quiz. Sadly, I haven't got around to play this because I need the buzzers. And in a way, I think it's a decent game. Crash Nitro. To me, this is a good game, and it's a hidden gem for me. But you play as Crash, and you could. Oh, sorry, I burped. But you can play as 4 players can play this game, so it's multiplayer. But you can play as Crash, Cortex, villains from his world, and the new ones that are in this game too. Crazy Taxi, which is basically you race around through, I think it says San Francisco or something like that on the back. If something like that, and drive people to their destination. That's all I know about it. We got Destroy All Humans 2, which I had the first one when I was younger, but I got rid of it, and I hate that now. Which you play as Crypto Spiridium, and really he just wants to wipe out the human race. But 2 players can play this game, and I like doing that with Loner. Kingdom Hearts, which I haven't got too far in the game. Only thing I know that you're the chosen one of the world. And there's a black creature trying to kill you or stop you, whatever like that. Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenchi, I guess that's how you say it. Which you play as people from Dragon Ball series and everything else. But this one doesn't have a manual. But you can play tournaments and stuff like that. But I forgot which one of these Dragon Ball ones we have. But you can play as Mr. Satan in it. Final Fantasy X, or X, whatever one you want to say. Which I can't tell you much about it. Loner could probably tell you more about it because he's played it. And I guess he's going to be quiet today.
I wasn't the one that played it.
I thought you played it.
No, you were.
I don't know who played it, so. Now I'm going to the series that everybody likes playing. Grand Theft Auto 3. Which you play as, I forgot who, and everything else. But this has got the manual and the map. But I forgot who you play with. But it takes place in, I think it's more like New York in a way. Or, I don't know. But I like that game. Grand Theft Auto, Liberty City Stories. Which I think Liberty City was Liberty City was New York more. But you play as the character and everything else. And I like the manual, how it looks. But sadly, I don't have the, the pamphlet. But in a way, they got, like, rip-offs of Lego ones of them.
They look like Mega Blocks.
Yeah, probably. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. But if you watch the beginning part, I got 2 copies of these now. But, everybody knows you play through it and everything else. But I don't know if I have the map for it, so I should have had it somewhere. but you play as Carl Johnson, and you gotta help your family out and everything else. Guitar Hero 3: Legends of Rock, which I have 2 copies of them. Which I don't know why I end up getting 2 copies of them, but it just happens. But I like playing Guitar Hero. But sadly, those are the only ones I have for the PS2. Gun, which is a game about you being a cowboy and everything else. And I forgot what else, so. But this is fun. This is, to me, is like a hidden gem for the PS2. God of War 2. I had the first one, and when I was young, I sold that one too when I was at it. But this one's like a collector's edition. Is because it comes with the disc. You can put in the DVD player and watch it on there, or in the PlayStation 2, but it has both discs. Which God of War is about you being Kratos, a guy cursed because he accidentally killed his wife and his kid, and he's wearing the ashes of them. Headhunter. To me, this is another hidden gem for the PS2. Which you're a guy, a girl gets kidnapped, and you have to try to find her and everything else. It's fun, but I didn't get too far. But there's a spots where you have to ride a motorcycle around. It's like a challenge in a way. And that's our first stack of games. Then we have Hitman Contracts, which involves you being Agent 47, and you have to go through here killing people and everything else. And that's all I know about. I forgot what else happened in it. Hitman 2: Silent Assassin, which involves you being Agent 47, and you go around here killing people. But so far what I remember about this, a father at a church that you're at gets kidnapped, and you try to go save him. Indiana Jones and the Staff of Kings, which you play as Indiana Jones, and you play. I don't think it's somewhat similar to the Staff of Kings, but I do have like a box set thing of Indiana Jones VCR tapes somewhere here in the room. Jack and Dexter, the precursor legacy, I think that's how you would say it. Which you play as Jack and Dexter, going through here and trying to collect so many of these things and try to open up the gate so you can go into the next world. Juiced. All I can say, it's a racing game. That's all I can tell you about it. But you can get these nice cars and everything else and race them around. Legends of Wrestling, which is, to me, it's a hidden gem for the PS2. Because you actually get to play as these old characters like Hulk Hogan. That's the other one I know. Jerry the King Lawler, whatever his name is. You get to play as Andre the Giant and stuff like that. Madagascar, which it doesn't go. I don't think it goes nothing like the movie. So that's all I can tell you. But the thing I like in here is where you play the mini games, the mini golf in there. That's fun to play. Mafia, which you play as, I forgot whose name was. But the thing about this, it actually works like real life. If you drive your car around too long, your gas will actually run out. And that's what I actually like about Mafia. Max Payne, which I don't know about because I never got through the first level. And the person that we bought this off of actually wrote down codes, like cheat codes, for the game, and had them printed out and everything else. So here are they if you want to use them. Which they do work. I have actually used them. You fix that back in there before I... There we go. you're looking at this, and you're thinking in your mind, why does he have this out of order for Grand Theft Auto 3? Well, actually, I bought this game, and you would never find out what game was inside of it. I bought it and thought it was Mafia 3. I opened it up and looked at it, but it's Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition Remix, which is actually a fun game. You get to race around classic, newer cars. You get to play with classic cars, newer cars, motorcycles, sports, stuff like that. And I've actually had almost every vehicle bought on that game, which it's fun. Here is another hidden gem for the PS3.
It's 2. You said PS3.
Oh, PS2. Yeah, PS3 will be next week. But Monster Ranchers 3, which you get them, get these monsters on here, which we had this one. His name was Matt, and something tragic happened, and he happened to pass away.
And then we had to make a mat too.
Yeah, we had to make a Matt too. But if you have a camera, you can actually put your face in it, and you get to fight and see whose monster is stronger. It's a fun game and everything else, but I can't get into it too much like Loner could. And this was at a store actually we bought it at. It was called Petticoat Conjunction from where I live at, but they had to go out of business because a Dollar General opened up next to them. Then we have Naruto Ultimate Ninja 1, 2, 3, and 4. Which the fourth one was only on PlayStation, it says. Here, I put those down. This one involves you playing through like stories from like the TV show, or the anime I should say. And you can play up to characters and everything else. Like 2 players can play this, so that it's multiplayer. This one is kind of the same one as that one. But sadly I don't have the manual for it. But it adds different characters onto it. This one starts changing the characters around and having story mode to it.
And it turns into 3D fighting.
Yeah, and it turns more into 3D open world, running around and finding things, which is actually fun. And Naruto, the fourth one, and it changes around, adds more characters onto it, and you can run around and do more stuff in it. Yeah, that's like halfway now with our collection. But we have Ratchet Deadlock, which you don't have the manual, but it involves you getting kidnapped in a way and put on a planet and fight to survive. This is kind of a hidden gem for the PS2, which I think it was originally on the PS1, is Rayman Arenas, which it's like a fighting party game in a way for Rayman, and I don't know much about it, so, but it's multiplayer, I can tell you that. Here's another one, a hidden gem, Red Dead Revolver, which it's kind of like a goofy way of Red Dead Redemption, but it's decent because when you start out, your dad happens to get money and everything else, but he ends up dying, and then you take his gun and stuff like that, and then you grow up and become, I can't remember. I thought you'd become Marshall in it, but I don't know. Resident Evil Outbreak, which I can't tell you much about it, because when I got it, I could play it so long, and it would stop on me. Which I know you get to play as different characters if you want to, but it takes place at a bar, and you gotta escape out of the bar place to go on. Here's another hidden gem. Rise of Keshi, I guess, Kesha, or whatever you want to call it. There's a first one to this game, which involves her being younger, but this one involves you and your sister going around and fighting and stuff like that. which they both got different abilities. And a thing that probably had created a lot of memes, and it's a ripoff of like Super Smash Bros., is Shrek Super Slam, which you play as characters from Shrek 1 and 2, and it's a fighting game. And that's all I can tell you about. They each got special moves and stuff like that, different arenas you can play in, and everything else like that. And that's our second pile. And now our last pile. We got Shadow the Hedgehog, which you play as Shadow, and really you don't know what's going on in a way, and you don't know who you are, except your name is Shadow. That's all you know. Sonic Heroes, which you play as a lot of the Sonic characters and collect stuff. That's all I know. But it's pretty fun. Sonic Mega Collection Plus, which it's basically got all the Sonic games in it. But I actually do have the second one for the original Sega. That's the only one I can tell you I have. And this one's got decent games on it, but
I think there's about like 50 Sonic games on it.
yeah. Splinter Cell Stealth Action Red. I can't say that word. I can't read, but I haven't got too far in this game. But you got to go around, sneak through places, and save people, and do other stuff like that, and everything else. Here's like kind of a hidden gem, another one, but it's TMNT, which is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it kind of goes with our channel. But in a way, it's kind of like not like the movie that they had made for it. But in a way, it's still decent because you get to play as all four of the characters and stuff like that. The Getaway, Black Monday, which involves you being, it's more like a London Grand Theft Auto, but I think a part of it you're a cop, another part you're not. Which it's actually a decent game. This is. The Fairly Odd Parents Shadow Showdown, which involves you going through different levels and stuff like that using, I think, in a way, like stuff that he's got from the TV show. But you gotta fight the enemy, and the big things broke there. Yeah, one of the things that broke there. But you play through it and stuff like that, and you gotta defeat him. That's all I can tell you about. The Incredibles. Recently, everybody knows is that they made the second Incredibles, and it's doing good and everything else. But in a way, this is a decent game, but it's hard. And it somewhat goes with the movie and somewhat doesn't. The Lord of the Rings, the Two Towers. All I can say, you can play as characters and you play through it. Because we got so far and you can't get through it. A lot of these games I need to go back to them and play them. We're going to now some games that everybody's probably known about for the longest time. We have the Simpsons game, which I've about completed this game, but it keeps freezing up on me. Which you play as the Simpsons characters, go through these wacky worlds and levels and stuff like that, and you try to get through them. The Simpsons Hit and Run, which involves you playing as characters through the series, not all of them, but some of them. And I happen to think these are cheat codes. Let me look at this real quick. Yeah, these are cheat codes. If you want to use them. Which I think all of them work, actually. Ain't guaranteeing they work. I just know some of them work. But I think this one was like you just go around and stuff like that and stop aliens. That's what's at the. That's how you do it. Simpsons Road Rage is like Crazy Taxi, but with the Simpsons. That's all I could say. Which you can go through here and buying different cars and stuff like that. But that's all I can say. But that's a good game actually. Then we have The Sims, which I can't tell you much about The Sims except it's a life simulator. And my favorite part on here to do is cause the kitchen to start on fire. The SpongeBob movie, which goes nothing like the movie, but it's got the same plot as it. Like Plankton takes over Bikini Bottom and stuff like that and everything else, and you have to stop him. Tomb Raider, The Angel of Darkness, which involves you as Laura Croft, and you're framed for a guy getting murdered. That's all I can tell you about the game so far, because I've just started playing this game. So, in a way, this is kind of a hidden gem for the PS2. It's Tony Hawk's Proving Ground, which you are filming, well, which you're doing stunts and everything else, and you're filming your character in a way, doing stunts and everything else to progress to the next level, or stage, or whatever you want to say it. This is kind of like a good cop, bad cop game, but it's true crime, New York City, which is you being a cop, and you could be good or bad, like run over people and stuff like that, which is bad. But that's all I can really tell you about the game. And a glitch has happened in this game before, just to tell you that. Here's a game that would creep many kids out. Twisted Metal Black, which involves Sweet Tooth the Clown being in it. And it's multiplayer, I can tell you that. And they each got little story modes that you can play through and everything else. And I like how it looks like a journal. But it's a decent game. It's a fun game and everything else. I like playing it and stuff like that. Here is another hidden gem, which I don't think many people has heard of this before, which is Wallace and Gromit, The Curse of the Were-Rabbit, which case is a little damaged. But it's made by Konami, which you play as Wallace and Gromit going around catching the were-rabbits and stuff like that, which involves the town of, I don't know where it's at. I can't remember what the place is at. But I've watched the movie and everything else, but it doesn't go like the movie and everything else, but it's still a decent game. Here's another thing that's really hard to find, which I don't know why people don't count these as like really high costing things. But we have Winter Pack 2002 Winter 2002 Jam Pack, which involves demos. What it says there: Stuntman, Street Hoops, Wild Arms, Ratchet and Clank, Tony Hawk, Pro Skater 4, Sly Cooper, and the Thieves of Raccoon. Which here's the pictures from. But what they don't tell you about these things is that they got little videos in them sometimes to show you about the games too, and from the other ones. And our last one is Yu-Gi-Oh! The Duelist of the Roses, which involves you playing as Yugi, don't it?
No, you're just some random guy, and you pick which side you want to go. White roses for Kaiba, and then red roses for Yugi.
Now, which everybody knows, Kaiba's supposed to be evil, and Yugi's supposed to be good, which technically they're friends.
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of.
It's like you and me. I'm better than you at Yu-Gi-Oh, but then, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's our PS2 collection. If you see any games in there you want us to play, you know, leave in the comments below and stuff like that. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell for notifications so you can get all these good video content stuff like this. And I will see you guys in the next video, so bye.